All righty. Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the Brofict one, AJ. Happy November 27th, 2025. And from all of us here at Degenerate Takes, happy Thanksgiving to every single one of you out there. Hope everyone is enjoying time with family, friends, loved ones, and everything like that. But most importantly, I hope you all are ready for an unbelievable day of sports, jam-packed everywhere, just everywhere. 3 games in the NFL, college basketball, as far as the eye can see. We are looking at a beautiful slate. I'm going to break it all down. Before we go any further, though, do just want to take a moment. Shout out to everyone watching here on Rumble, over on YouTube, X, TikTok. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help us out a lot more than you know. But with all of that being said, I do want to go ahead and start in the NFL, as we do have games starting as early as 11 a.m. out here. I know it used to be earlier, and then times are, we're going ahead and changing the schedule, Goodell. Maybe we don't need to touch a good thing, but what do I know, right? What do I know? Let's go ahead and get into it. First game on the docket today, we do have Packers and the Lions. Packers, they are 3-point dogs on the road here. 48.5 is the total, minus 140 on the money. Plus 140 on the money line. Lions favored here, and the public seems to agree as well. 57% of the bets, 46% of the money coming in on the Lions. And what an interesting way to start the day, if we're going to be completely honest. I mean, two teams that definitely had the Super Bowl aspirations and playoff aspirations going into this. Clint's picks, thank you for the follow, brother. Appreciate you. And both teams, I mean, they've had their struggles. They have their issues. The Packers offense seems to be a little bit more on the predictable side of the last couple of weeks. LaFleur not being as creative and putting, home teams usually win on holidays, but go Pack, go. Clint dropping the Packers early here. I like it, bud. And and the Packers defense, it has looked a lot better with Micah Parsons, but everything else on the outside is getting a little rough here. Lions, on the other hand, I mean, they're the same team pretty much as last year. Yeah, they've lost some coordinators and they had those hiccups early in the season, but now they've kind of molded into this team. That defense is a little bit better than it was last year. I know they've had a couple of really good games here and there, but the offense is still really where it's coming from. And that's not a bad thing. Jared Goff has the arm and the talent around him to really light it up. User, thank you for the follow, brother. Spit, thank you for the follow, brother. And I got to say, I'm leaning on the Packers here. I'm with you, Clint. I'm leaning on the Packers here today against the Lions on the road. And it's... I don't know. It's a tough one. 3 points and not a lot of points here. And I do like the over in this one. I will go ahead and say that. I do like over 48.5 in this one. So taking the Packers plus the 3, taking the over 48.5. And we'll see if I feel frisky enough to go ahead and get into that money line. Spit with Lions, Chiefs, Ravens parlay. I like that. I like it. Minus the Lions so far. But hey, we'll get into the rest of it because that Bengals-Ravens game is going to be interesting. And we'll talk about that. Yeah, over and more passing. Oh, yeah, way more passing than people think in this one. Goff or Burrow must win to clinch playoffs. But yeah, I mean, they're both in that same situation right now. And one of them needs to win. We'll get to the Bengals in a moment. We'll get to the Bengals in a moment. Don't you worry. Let's get to the Chiefs and the Cowboys next. We got the Chiefs as 3.5 road favorites here. 52.5 is the total, minus 190 on the money line for the Chiefs. 6-5, and not in the best spot when we're looking at the playoff picture, and definitely haven't been playing like the Chiefs that we've seen over the last couple of years. And it's fine. It's fine. Like it's still hard for me to, break glass because the Chiefs are losing a couple of games. They've been so good for so long. It's hard not to stay in the pocket with them sometimes. Now, we are coming up against a Dallas Cowboys team that has... Oh, I'd start Lamar today over Burrow. No, I lied to you. I'd start Burrow over Lamar, but we'll get to that in a moment. Where was I? Oh, the Dallas Cowboys. This is a team that's got some... Jay, thank you for the follow. This is a team that's got some spice behind them. This is a team that's got some spice behind them. I've won a couple of really big games in the last couple of weeks, one coming back. And I mean, they've been looking good. They've been looking good. The offense is as high-powered as they could have ever asked for. The defense is working in there and improving, I would say, week over week. And hey, it's hard not to like this Cowboys team. It's hard not to. But then you start getting some of the fun stats. You start to look at Patrick Mahomes' record in a dome. You start to look at Patrick Mahomes as a road favorite. You start to look at all of these things. Now, with the way the Chiefs have been playing this season, could all of that be invalid? Yeah, absolutely. But it's the Chiefs, man. It's the Chiefs. Where's the public on this one? 63% of the bet, 73% of the money coming in on the Cowboys, plus that 3.5, 3, depending on the book you are looking at. I like the Chiefs here. I really do. I like the Chiefs here a lot. I like Travis Kelce for a touchdown today. I like Pacheco getting some yards. It's solid. It's solid. Like Hunt for a TD, close game. Yeah, it'll be. I like Hunt for a TD too. I can definitely see that one coming out. Why is my chat just like halfway? There we go. Yeah, it'll be up to the refs like it always is. And, are you going to call against Jerry Jones or are you going to call against the Chiefs who have been lining your pockets? No, I'm joking. But which one? But no, I think the Chiefs go ahead and get this one done in Jerry World on Thanksgiving. Go Chiefs. All right. Let's get to, in my opinion, the most interesting game, arguably of the weekend. Joe Burrow coming back. He will be playing today. Lamar will be playing today. And Cincinnati, I mean, listen, how do I want to? There isn't really a front runner right now in the NFL from what I've seen. You know what I mean? There's not really a front runner who is like, oh, this is obviously the best team in the league. I think there's an argument for the Rams. And I think there's an argument for the Seahawks. But outside of that, not a lot of, oh, this is the team that is the best this season. Baltimore atmosphere today is unreal. Oh, are you in Baltimore, Clint? Weather is nice. Baltimore covers. Ooh, 7.5. Baltimore favored here. 51.5 is the total. Minus 380 on the money line. Joe Burrow making his return into hostile environment in Baltimore. Man, but it should be a slam dunk, right? It should be a slam dunk. The Ravens, obviously the better team here, have been the better team, have a better defense, have a somewhat better O-line. This should be an easy day in the office for the Ravens, but I don't know. What is it about the Ravens? Why is it that when I look at the Ravens, it's rough? Like, it's just, I don't know. They don't pass the eye test for me, and it's hard for me to go with them. How do you feel about playing Devontae wide receiver? Okay, I will get to fantasy in just a moment, guys. We'll do a fantasy power hour here in a minute. But all that firepower on the Bengals side, Joe Burrow coming back is going to want to let it rip and let T and Jamar have it. Jamar coming back. Oh, T might be out, isn't he? Isn't T out? I don't remember. I got to double check that. But regardless, Clint, I do agree with you. I am on the Ravens today. Minus that 7.5. I might buy that hook down to 6.5 just so I don't worry about you have to worry about a hook while I'm eating. But no, I like the Ravens. I like the Ravens a lot today. I like Derrick Henry. It feels like a big Derrick Henry day, doesn't it? Let the big man eat on Thanksgiving Day. Let King Henry eat. I kind of like that. I kind of like Derrick Henry for a touchdown or two. Yeah, I didn't think T was playing either. Thank you for confirming their dash. Storyline and drama, but Ravens are... Yeah, I could see that. Ravens being... I could see that. All right, let's scroll up a little bit. Dak or Stafford this week. I think you're looking pretty solid with either of them. I would go with Stafford more than likely. Just because that Chiefs defense can go up. They might go to see the Packers. You think the Packers are making the Super Bowl? I don't know about that. I start Woody or Jaden Higgins over Hunt. Argument for Woody. I kind of like Hunt today, though. Franklin or Sutton. I'd probably go with Sutton here. Chiefs, thank you for the follow. Mooney or Sutton or Dortch at the flex. Dortch is going to get a lot of touches this weekend. But I think you're better off. I'd flip a coin between Mooney and Sutton. I think you're chilling there. Wan'Dale Robinson or Michael Wilson. I'd probably go with Michael Wilson if we're going to be honest. I kind of like Wan'Dale. Don't think T is playing me here either. Mahomes or Dak, I have CD. I think you're good on either one of those. I kind of like Mahomes a little bit more, but that's just me. Chiefs, thank you for the follow, brother. Dano271, thank you for the follow, brother. Dak or Joey B? Give me Dak today over Joey B. Give me Dak. Baker and Lamar MVP seem dead. Love MVP? Nah, give me the Stafford MVP. Let's get that Stafford MVP talk going. Goff or Darnold? Who are the fucking Seahawks playing again? Vikings? Ooh, yeah, no. Rip, you can go ahead and, whatchamacallit, rip Darnold this weekend. Revenge game, little. Ooh. Dash, thank you for the follow, brother. And Chris Castillo, thank you for the follow, brother. Rams W, I like it. Bucky or Devin? Neal. Give me Bucky. Lions win today. Packers beat them in playoffs. I could see that. Brissett or Dak? Golly. Buccaneers are injured all to hell. I'd probably go. I think Dak's the safer play, but Brissett can turn it on when he needs to, and that Bucs defense hasn't been holding up the best. Purdy or Williams? Unpopular opinion, and I'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. I think the Bears are going to go into Philly and smack them around a little bit. So do with that information what you will. But I think Purdy will have a nice day against the Browns defense at the end of the day. Jake Ferguson or Brock Bowers? Jake Ferguson. Thank you very much. Panthers beat the Rams. Hot take. That's a very hot take. That is a spicy hot take. Most teams come back from bad losses. Bucs will play well. Play well, yeah, but, I mean, you can only play so well with everyone injured. Isn't Brock out? I thought he was coming back. Is he not? Let me double check. Give me 2 seconds. Nah. Come on. I'm not seeing any designation right now, so I'm not sure. I'll look into that more this weekend. Cowboys or Chiefs? Give me the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs a lot today. Daniel Jones or Jordan Love? It's going to be a tough one against the Lions. It's a division matchup. I'd probably go Daniel Jones going up against the Texans. Texans defense has been incredible, though. The Texans defense has been incredible. That's a tough one. You're in a tough spot, bud. Probably go with Love then. Panthers also win. I could see the Panthers winning the NFC South. My co-host Noah had that. That was his take to start the season, and I was a big fan of that take. But yeah, don't worry, guys. I will do more fantasy stuff, but it is Thanksgiving. I've got to get going, so I do want to touch on some college basketball that we are going to be seeing later today. And I got to say, Feast Week, I know there's been a lot of bitching and moaning about, the Maui and whatchamacallit. Braden, happy Thanksgiving to you too, brother. Atlanta or San Fran? Okay, last couple. Dart or Lamar? Jackson Dart's injured. Give me Lamar. Atlanta or San Fran? Give me San Fran's defense. Thank you. Jalen Warren, Javonte Williams, Dowdle or Barkley? Dowdle and Barkley. Michigan is the best team in the country. They're good. I don't know about the best team. They're good, though. Bryce Underwood's just very hot and cold. I'm excited for the game this weekend, though. That's going to be freaking awesome. Might be able to go live for that. I'm not sure. Tracy or Benson? Tracy. Dowdle or Chase Brown? Give me Dowdle. Talking about basketball. Oh, no. That would be the Arizona Wildcats. They're actually the best team in the country. Braden. Bear down, go Cats. I'd go Dowdle, Angel. I would go Dowdle. And I really don't want to get into that conversation because the fact that Purdue, with their weak-ass early schedule, is still number one and U of A is sitting at number two really, really pisses me off. Oh, you're a Florida fan? Dude, I got to say, Braden, let me go off on this tangent real quick. I was expecting a close game. I thought Florida was still going to be able to come out at the end of it, but sorry about it, bud. Not going to apologize for winning. But I do like some games today. I like some totals today. and we're going to get cooking. First game, you bet we're starting in the mid-majors. Richmond, Furman. Furman, 3.5-point dogs here in the Terry's Chocolate ESPN Events Invitational. My one request for college basketball in the next couple of years is, can we, I love having all these little tournaments and everything like that, especially during Feast Week. It's awesome. Can we just get better names? Because every time I turn on the TV and I see Terry's Chocolate ESPN Events Invitational, it's like, okay, let's just call it the Terry's Chocolate Classic, sponsored by ESPN. I mean, I guess that's not much better anyway, but you know what I mean. Creighton and UNC, two best today. I like Creighton today. Creighton has been solid. I love Creighton. UNC, I need to see a little bit more out of them. We'll get to that game in a moment, but Richmond here, 3.5 points. They're 5-0. Furman, 3-3 here. It's a close one. My model has this one coming out as, with Richmond as a 2.5-point favorite, leaning towards a little bit more towards the 2. But I'm going to bite on the 3.5 here. And I'm also going to be on the over of 147.5. My system does have this one going up to 151.9. So I'm liking the over and Richmond there. VCU, Vanderbilt. VCU really cost me on my round robin yesterday, and it's going to take me a while to forgive them. Gators over TCU. I believe I do have Gators over TCU. Do I have that? Oh, no, I didn't want to handy. Oh, yeah, I do have them over TCU. And Braden, thank you for the follow, brother. Appreciate you, dog. But, VCU really cost me yesterday on my, whatchamacall, on my round robin, and it happens. I'm not upset about it, but it's a little hard to want to get back into the paint and bet them. VCU coming off of a very nice win against USF. They look good. Vandy looks good. I have Vandy as a 1.7 favorite here. I will be taking the under here, under 163.5. More than likely staying off this game. I do think Vandy comes out on top. VCU more than likely covers, but that's 6.5. Not enough variance there for me to really trust my system. And so I'm going to stay off that. I like the under, though. I do like the under. St. Bonnie, Eastern Carolina. The Bonnies, Centel, Woj. We all believe that? We all know that Woj is Centel, right? He just predicted today that Anthony Davis will be going to the Clippers. So we'll see if Woj is right on that one. ECU, St. Bonnie's, and the Fort Myers tip-off Beach Division. In the Beach Division, okay? You got to remember that. East Carolina not having a hot start to the season. St. Bonnie's still being able to pull out wins. Had a tough go against UNC. I've got St. Bonnie's as 5.5-point favorites here. I'm going to be staying off of this game. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because I do think St. Bonnie's are going to be a very good team. Not ranked to start, but then again, what mid-major is ranked when you go in to start college basketball? Not a lot. So I do think we'll start to see them, and definitely a team to look out for in March. Charlotte, Illinois State. The spread is off. 139.5 is the total. For what it's worth, my stuff has this coming out at 149. So I will be on the over on this game. I'm okay just staying away from that one. Oregon Creighton. This is funny, man. This is funny, and I got to say, I like the Ducks. I understand that Creighton's 3-3. The spread's just interesting. I would have preferred this one to be at a pick'em if we're going to be completely honest. Creighton with just a rough 2-game stretch there against Iowa State and Baylor. Yeah, it's going to do damage to anyone. However, I do think Creighton is a good enough squad here. My system also is favoring them by 5 points. So I will be taking Creighton on the money line even. I like it at the even price. Wish it was maybe a little juiced up, but it's at 1.5. I'll take even all day long. I like it a lot. Clint, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Like you said, Creighton was one of your best picks today. That one just didn't that was one of those ones you handicap and you're like, what am I missing? What am I missing here? Whiskey 81. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you, dog. All right. San Francisco, Colorado, going to be a game I stay off of. It's going to be a tight one. 1.5-point favorites for San Francisco. My system has Colorado minus that 1.7. So, Frankie, happy Thanksgiving to you too, brother. And Vidal Vasquez, thank you for the follow. Cowboys kicker is go today. Oh, good to know. Aubrey's playing. Love to see that. Cindy, thank you for the follow. St. Mary's, Virginia Tech. When are we going to start giving St. Mary's the same respect we give schools like UConn and Gonzaga? And I mean, Gonzaga even a little disrespected early this season, but St. Mary's looking good. Virginia Tech also looking fairly good as well. St. Mary's 4.5-point favorites here. 144.5 is the total. And I'm leaning St. Mary's here. And, we talk about this a lot in the college basketball season. Especially when I'm handicapping, but I like teams that play defense. I like teams that try on defense. What does St. Mary's do? They try hard on defense. They get those turnovers. I like St. Mary's a lot today, minus that 4.5. TCU, Florida. Florida, hey, 4-1 on the season. That one loss, of course, being to my U of A Wildcats. Bear down, go Cats. TCU not having a bad start to their season either. Just taking that loss to Michigan, not too bad. And UNO, nothing to really wipe home here. But I think Florida just had a hiccup early, and they're going to keep it going. I have Florida as 15.5-point favorites here. 13.5. I'll take that. I'll take that line all day long. What do I have the total at? 149. And it's at 155. Leaning under, but I'm not going to take any action on that. Florida by 30. Clint, I like it. I like it, Clint. North Carolina, Michigan State. Let's get into this one. UNC, 1.5-point favorites in this one. Michigan State coming out very strong this season. Izzo's got those boys playing early. But hey, UNC, they're a blue blood for a reason. They always look good. However, on a neutral site in the Fort Myers tip-off in the Beach Division, I'm leaning Michigan State here. I'm going Michigan State plus the 1.5. I would take the money line if it was even money, but actually I'm just going to take the money line at minus 105 over the minus 125 with the 1.5. Michigan State on neutral site. My system also has them as a 5.5-point favorite here. Total, what am I at? Total's right where I have it at, so I'm going to stay away from that. I think Michigan State's really good. I think if this was being played in North Carolina, we're having a much different conversation today, but it's not being played in North Carolina. It's being played at the Fort Myers tip-off Beach Division, of course. So big fan of Michigan State today, plus the 1.5 on the money line, whichever way you want it. Richmond first half. I don't hate it money line. I don't know what that spread's looking at right now. It's going to be tight. It's going to be at pick 'em, right? Oh, what else? UNLV Rutgers. I don't have strong opinions on that one. Washington, Nevada. I am good. Thank you very much. Although, no, I'm going to stay away from that one. Nevada might be a sneaky dog here today. Just going to drop that one. Ooh, Michigan teasers. I don't hate that. On Richard game, do you mean Richmond? Because Richmond, I am on Richmond on this one, minus the 3.5, if that's what you're asking for. Rutgers and Dayton lines off, yeah. Wonder why that is. Anyway, BYU Miami. Also, it's crazy. It's crazy, NIL starts popping up, and then BYU starts being really good at everything. Wonder why that is. But, I mean, BYU, number 9 in the country for a reason, have played really well. Played UConn extremely tight. I mean, yeah, Miami can score. I'm not a big fan of this game, if we're going to be completely honest, but I am leaning BYU minus that 8.5. Does worry me that line hasn't moved much, but hey, we'll take what we can get. Would I take the spread? You're getting the spread at 4. I don't hate the 4. I kind of would. It depends what you want to do. If you're doing a parlay, I'd probably take it on the money line. If you're taking a straight bet, I'd still probably take money line. For the record, my system does have them as 2.5-point favorites. And so I like the 3.5 with that 1-point variance. But I do think Richmond is the better team at the end of the day. I do think Richmond is the better team. Duke versus Arkansas spread is actually insane on a neutral site. All right, let's get to it. Duke 10.5-point favorites. 159.5 is the total for the CBS Sports Thanksgiving Classic. All these tongue twisters. And I'll tell you why the line is where it's at. Duke plays better defense, or is playing better defense right now. Not to mention the fact it's Duke. It's Duke, and the sports books know they're going to get all the lines on. Where's the money at on this game? I'm assuming it's all over Duke. Yeah, 71% of the bet, 63% of the money. Opened up at 10.5, staying at 10.5. The book is very confident in their line there. My system only has them out as 6.5 point favorites, leaning towards the 6 more than the 6.5 with that hook. Do I think Duke is the better team? Absolutely. At the end of the day, Duke will come out and win this one. 10.5 though on a neutral site, like you said, Duke, that is a tough one. That is a very tough one. I am going to be leaning on Duke minus that 10.5. I'm not the biggest fan of it, and probably going to be shooting myself in the foot for not taking Arkansas. But you do it. You do what happens. It happens. Need the 10.5. Staying off Arkansas. Yeah. Wisconsin, South Florida, Dayton, Wichita State. I love Wichita State today against Colorado. I love Colorado State, Love Wichita today. Move it to 12.5. I'm good on that. What else do we got? Stanford, Minnesota. Do I want any action on that? No, I don't. We'll stay off that one. Oklahoma State, Northwestern. We'll bet on the last game of the night, though, in the CBS Sports Thanksgiving Classic. Northwestern, 3.5 point favorites here. 160.5 is the total on a neutral site. And just the disrespect from the sports books and not believing in Oklahoma State whatsoever. Granted, haven't really given them a reason to. Been playing in a lot of high-scoring, close games outside of that A&M game, whereas Northwestern has a belt to ass, as the kids would say. I've gone belt to ass, and you gotta love that for them. I like Northwestern here. I have them. My system has them as 4.5 point favorites, so 3.5. I'll take the point. Thank you very much. Give me Northwestern there. I love it. I love it. Any other games that you guys want me to handicap? That's kind of the ones that I have a feel for. And then tomorrow morning, guess what? We're going to wake up and we're going to do the same thing again because we got Black Friday. We've got a random skins golf event going on Amazon. We've got NBA all day, college basketball all day, NFL, NHL. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. It's a beautiful day today, and I'm ready for it. Have any leans? Oregon, Creighton. Oh, yeah, I got a lean for Oregon, Creighton. You want to know what my lean is? It's Creighton money line, brother. Loving Creighton money line today. My system has them as 5.5 point favorites here. Not to mention, you look at Creighton's losses. Iowa State, they're good this year. Baylor, traditionally good this year. Gonzaga, also traditionally very good. Those are the 3 losses early in the season. I'm not upset about that. It's going to take them a while to kind of start to claw their way back so that they can eventually get ranked, because I do think Creighton will be good enough to get ranked. But I think they're going to have their way with Oregon today. Oh, Clint, you've bet on F1, Clint? Not the biggest F1 guy, but I will take Verstappen this weekend. Just for you, pal. Just for you. Big 600. Thank you for the follow, brother. Who wins the big? The big what? The Big 12? Big 10? The big game? The game? 87% with Max. I like that. Oh, the Big 10? In basketball or football? Sorry, JN Cards. There's too many sports going on. I need to whittle it down. In basketball, let's take a look, huh? Let's take a look at the 10. Why did it do that? Big 10. I will say I need to watch Purdue play a little bit more. I don't think they're doing that. I wouldn't be surprised with Michigan's early form if they get going. Same with Michigan State. Indiana, you always got to keep an eye on. Ohio State sometimes can get hot in basketball. But if I had a gun to my head, had to pick the best team in the Big 10 to win, I'd be leaning with Michigan or Michigan State. One of the Michigan schools, if we're going to be completely honest. That Michigan team, the blue team looks great. Green and white look good. Izzo's got them going. Tough one to be in. Big 600. I am all over. Let me double check my notes. Hold on. Oh, I'm on leaning on Vandy, but I don't have a pick. I'm more on the over on that one, or the under, excuse me. But Clint, now, yeah, Ohio State for college football, yeah, they're way overdue. They're way overdue. But, when you got kryptonite, you're going to beat Superman. And whatever Michigan is doing, they seem to have the kryptonite. Now, traditionally, Ryan Day and Ohio State have taken buses along to to Michigan instead of getting on a plane. But keeping it in motion, keeping it the same way as they do any other road game, they're going to be flying in and everything. So maybe that helps. But I don't know. And it's in Ann Arbor, in the big house. Bruh, can't do that. They're going to need to start off fast. They're going to need to. And if they win the coin toss, honestly, I wouldn't defer. I would just take it there. Let's go ahead, get the day started, and strike first. I think that'd be my move at least. Alrighty. But it's that time, guys. I've got to go and start getting all the Thanksgiving stuff going on my end before a nice, lovely day with all of the family and friends and everything. Gotta see if Tay's playing for sure. But I will be live again tomorrow morning. We'll do similar to this, handicap everything that we can tomorrow and see what happens. And might be live for the Black Friday NFL game, Bears, Eagles, with same game parlays and everything like that here on TikTok, Rumble, YouTube, X, anywhere that we are, you can find us. Hockey Dogs tomorrow. Let's go. I'm ready to handicap some NHL. But and then live Saturday morning for football, and we're just going to enjoy this great long weekend. But hey, thank you all again for listening and watching. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube, X, TikTok. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit the like button, hit the follow button. Does help out a lot more than you know. Shout out to you 15 incredible people who followed us over on TikTok. We appreciate each and every single one of you. But again, from all of us here at Degenerate Takes, have a great Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your families. Hope it is a good one. But with all that, good luck. God bless. I've been the Brofict one, AJ, and I'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes. Clint, happy Thanksgiving, brother. Thank you for tuning in. Now, if I can remember, there we go. That's the button.